Hey everybody, welcome to Mike and May's Great Adventure. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's about.
Recent developments have caused me to want to do a video. I'm going to say in the front of this video, Gary Martin, Stacy Dixon. I'm gonna send this to you guys. If you want to repost all or part of it, whatever you want, I just want to let YouTube know in this video that whoever wants to repost this there's no copyright infringements. They can do what they want with it. And I'm perfectly fine with it. And to get started, as you guys can probably see, I'm not in Cebu. I'm not in a hospital. So whoever the moron was that came up with that research, try again. I'm in Pennsylvania right now. We're under a load. We stopped by the house. We're headed from, where did we pick the load up on?
North Carolina.
Yeah, North Carolina. We're headed to Maine, but there's a major snowstorm coming in tonight. So we pulled into the house. We're going to wait until the storm goes, and then we'll get on with it. I'm just going to talk about some of the things I know. I don't listen to GD Mead, so I don't know half the moronic stuff he says. My good friend Brian Dubs, which is the one that sent the video to you, Stacy, or audio, the video you just did. Everybody can see this is me. This is Mike Foster from Mike and May's Great Adventure. That was Brian Dubs that sent that video. I'm going to clarify in case they say he wouldn't show his face. Stacy made it up. It wasn't Brian Dubs. That was Brian Dubs. So, yeah, we are here in the U.S. We own our own truck. There's a certain point we want to be to before we make the permanent move to the Philippines. And I want to keep working. I'm 59 years old. The goal is by the time I'm 61, which is a year and a half from now, 2 Junes from now, is when we want to make the move, or before. But regardless, I'm here working. I'm not in a hospital in Cebu. Before I get on to some of the things that have been discussed about us, I just want to take a minute I just want to ask you, GD, is what is it like to wake up every day and the first thing on your mind is Brian Smith, and all day long all you think of is Brian Smith, and the last thing you think of before you go to bed is Brian Smith? I mean, I wake up, I think, boy, it's a beautiful day. It's going to be nice to drive today. I think about mine and my wife's plans here in the U.S. and in the Philippines. We have a great discussion. We actually have conversations. I mean, I love her company. I enjoy life. And when I go to bed, I say my prayers at the end of the day, and I go to sleep. But for 3 years now, I think 3 years, maybe it's been 4, you've been consumed with one man. It's almost not healthy. It's almost, I won't go there, but one man shouldn't think about another man that much. So no matter what you say about Brian or me or May or Marcel or Brian Dubs or Tai Tai, you're like the big loser because you have wasted 3 to 4 years of your life and have accomplished nothing, zero. There's this zero. So many things you could have done in 3 or 4 years. You could have enjoyed life. You could have done things. You could have went and got your own property in the Philippines and maybe used that as an example of how things should be done, since you seem to know everything that needs to be done in the Philippines. But it's easy to think you know everything when your ass is sitting in Australia drunk half the time and saying what you think needs to be done in the Philippines. So I would say Brian Smith is forever the winner, because I know May and I talk to Marcel and Brian all the time, one or the other, at least every day of the week through text, or we actually talk. So I know Brian doesn't think about you. He rarely thinks about you. Very, very, very rarely does he think about you, because he has a life. And you really should try to create a life for yourself, something a little more fulfilling than obsessing over another man. The multi-cab's a big topic. Okay, well, not that it's anybody's business what the deal is with a multi-cab, but let's just say Brian doesn't use it for free. Okay, so we'll leave it at that. Not going to discuss any dollar amounts, anything involved in that. We worked something out, and rather than it sitting there for 8, 9, 10 months, we worked something out. So let's put that to rest. Brian's not mooching. Brian and Marcel have helped us in so many ways that nobody else could ever understand if you're not in our situation. They've never asked us for anything. They've helped us when we need something done on the property in the Philippines. They help us. So let's put that part to rest. They've never scammed us, which leads to one of the other morons. It might even be GD itself. The farm. We own the farm. The farm is in May's name. We own the farm, the one in Bohol. I'm not going to tell you what we paid for it because it's none of your business. We paid somewhere between 5,000 pesos and 50 million pesos. Okay, so if that helps you out, that's what we paid, somewhere in that range. When we all got there, things became quickly apparent that it was going to take a little more work than we figured it was going to take. Pete bowed out. Pete is still part owner. He paid for part of the land, and Pete has rights to his land. Pete has land there. Brian paid his full share. Brian has land there. May and I paid Pete's other half. We have a little more land than Brian Dubs does because we bought Pete's share out. I'm not going to discuss price, so don't ask. Brian Dubs and May and I, Brian has land in Samar, and he has his future wife in Samar. So Brian bought the land in Samar. They have a farm and a business in Samar, which left Brian with land in Bohol. GD Mead would know this because he knows everything about the Philippines, but to get from Samar to Bohol isn't just a ferry boat from Samar to Bohol. It's a ferry boat from Samar to Leyte to Ubay, I think. But it's with the travel from their property to the ferry boat rides, it's like 18 hours. So it's not something Brian could easily work. So what we did, Brian and I partnered on a percentage of the land, some of mine and his, and we're partners in right now a lot of squash. We have some corn involved, some mung beans, but a ton of squash. You see it in these pictures. So Brian and I are still partnered, and we have an incredible amount of squash plants that are going to be harvesting soon. That's the part of the farm Brian and I share. Now, May and I, on our farm, we have a multitude of vegetables. We have long beans, cucumbers, oppo, bitter melon, or bitter squash. I don't know. We have a lot of vegetables. We have some regular squash planted also. We have banana trees. Between May and I have 350 banana trees. Brian Dubs has 1,000 on his share. But guess what? The one everybody's saying scammed us, Consing, scammed us out of the land. She's really good at scamming because she works for us, so she's still scamming us. I don't know how that happened. Somehow she scammed us out of the land and got us to pay for everything that needs done on the land that she scammed, and then somehow got us to hire her to work there. So she is really good. So you guys are, GD, you're right. She's really good at it. But, I heard the comment that those poor dumb bastards, they don't know how things work in the Philippines. They're going to lose everything. May and I have 3 properties in Mindanao that we had long before the Bohol property. We have 1,000 rubber tree plantation on 3 hectares with 1 extra hectare on planted. We have a 3-hectare farm that borders. We managed to buy the land next door, two separate titles. Coconut.
Yeah, we have 200 coconut.
Oh yeah, 200 coconut trees on that also, and
We just
a
planted.
couple hundred banana trees on it with the rubber trees, coconuts, banana trees. The other 3-hectare farm that borders it is always fully planted with corn. And May and I get shares off of everything harvested there, and it's been going on for 3 years, honey, I think. 3 years. So we've been making money in the Philippines before we bought land in Bohol. Oh, and we have a house in Mindanao.
Yeah.
We bought a lot in town. I'm not going to tell you what town because it's none of your business. But we have a 2-bedroom house in a little town in Mindanao. Brand new construction, cement walls, metal roof, metal girders. I mean, it's not a tiki hut. And we have the land in Bohol, and we bought guess what? Consing scammed us again because we bought another little piece of property from Consing. It's only 1,500 square meters, but we just can't stop.
Rice field.
Yeah, it's a rice, two patties of a rice field. Somehow we just can't stop getting scammed. And like I said, Brian Dubbs has the land in Samar. He has land in Bohol. Pete has the land out at the farm, and Pete bought land and that had a house on it, and Pete's remodeling his house. For a bunch of dumb foreigners that don't know how the Philippines work, it seems like we're doing better than you, GD. I know you have 500 million pesos and you're ready to show everybody how it's done, but I don't see that happening. I don't see you doing it. I see you sitting in the same place day after day after day, drunk most of the time, talking about Brian Smith. So I don't know what else to tell you guys. I think that's it for this. I'll be doing more videos now. We're gonna do about one a week. It won't all be me sitting here talking about GD Mead because I do have better things to do. The only other thing I wanted to add to this was it's been bugging me for a long time, and I figured I would just bring it up that I have it on good authority through sources at least as reliable as GD Mead sources. I have it on good authority that I don't know how many of you are familiar with North Sentinel Island. It's in the Indian Ocean. It's a tribe that has been cut off from the world, and people can't approach them when they come close with a boat or helicopter. They shoot their arrows at it, and they just want nothing to do with humanity outside of their island. And what I found out was those people were originally from the Aborigines tribe that GD Mead used to go see all the time. And they nicknamed GD Boomerang because they tried to get rid of him, but he kept coming back. So they moved to North Sentinel Island. And that's why they shoot at everything that comes by, because they're afraid that GD's on the helicopter or on the boat. And they moved their whole culture, everything, to get away from him and hoping that he can't find them. I probably ruined it now. I told GD where they're at, so he'll probably go. But yeah, that was, like I said, from sources every bit as reliable as GD Mead sources. I got that from. So in GD's mind, that would be fact, not in normal people's minds, but you know. So I guess it's game on. May and I expect to be blasted by GD because what else does he have to do? Tomorrow I'm gonna go out and shovel snow, and May and I may slide down the little hill in our yard here on the sliding board. GD's gonna wake up and think of Brian and talk about Brian and do a video about Brian, and he's gonna go to bed thinking about Brian. And there's a good chance I probably won't even think about GD Mead tomorrow. Brian's a good friend, but I don't know if I think about Brian. Yeah, maybe, but I certainly won't be thinking about GD Mead. So I guess that's it. This is a little lengthy, but it's been a long time, and we're gonna do at least a video a week. We kind of shut down. It had a little to do with GD. We just didn't feel like dealing with it, but it didn't go away. So we might as well do our videos and let him have his fun. And if that's what gets him through the day. So thank you for watching, everybody. Please subscribe, comment, share, and like. Until next time, take care.